Step into the world of Charlie's Angels, 1976 to 1981, the groundbreaking series that captured hearts with its fierce, fearless female crime fighters. While the Angels became cultural icons, many of the talented actors who brought these unforgettable characters to life faced tragic ends. This tribute delves into the lives of the stars who have sadly passed away, exploring their careers, personal struggles, and the impact they left on both the show and the world. From behind-the-scenes stories to their unforgettable performances, join us as we honor the legacy of these actors whose spirits live on, despite their untimely departures. David Doyle, born December 1, 1929, was 47 years old when he took on the role of John Bosley in Charlie's Angels in 1976. Known for his raspy voice and warm persona, Doyle became the perfect foil to the glamorous Angels. However, behind the charming exterior, Doyle's personal life was riddled with grief. His first wife tragically died from a fall, a loss that haunted him throughout his life. Despite his success on the show, Doyle faced turbulent periods, including bouts of depression that he kept hidden from the public. He was known for his drinking, often turning to alcohol to cope with his loneliness. His career, although steady, never reached the heights he perhaps hoped for, and he was often overlooked for leading roles. Behind the scenes, Doyle was also difficult to work with, reportedly feuding with producers over his character's development. Despite these struggles, he remained beloved by fans until his death from a heart attack on February 26, 1997, at the age of 67. Tanya Roberts, born October 15, 1949, was 31 when she joined Charlie's Angels in 1980 as Julie Rogers. Roberts' character brought a tough, no-nonsense energy to the show, but her personal life was a stark contrast. After a rocky start in Hollywood, Roberts found some stability in her marriage to Barry Roberts, but his premature death left her emotionally shattered. Her career, marked by cult classics like A View to a Kill, never fully recovered from the turmoil in her personal life. Roberts struggled with substance abuse, frequently seen at parties and bars, which eventually impacted her professional image. She became known for her late-night escapades and public altercations, often seen arguing with directors and co-stars. Despite this, she continued to land roles but never reached the heights expected of a leading lady. In her later years, Roberts lived in relative seclusion, deeply affected by the loss of her husband. She passed away on January 4, 2021, at 71 from sepsis following a urinary tract infection, leaving behind a legacy of broken dreams and unresolved pain. Farrah Fawcett, born February 2, 1947, was 29 when she stepped into the iconic role of Jill Monroe in 1976, forever changing television history. Fawcett's beauty and athleticism made her an instant star, but her personal life was anything but glamorous. Her tumultuous relationship with Ryan O'Neal, filled with public arguments and infidelity, often overshadowed her career. In 1997, she shocked the world with her bizarre appearance on The Late Show with David Letterman, where she seemed disoriented and unprepared, later attributed to personal issues and substance abuse. Throughout her career, Fawcett struggled to be taken seriously as an actress, often battling typecasting. Her scandals, including alleged affairs and substance abuse, became part of her public persona. Despite her health struggles, including a long battle with cancer, Fawcett never fully reconciled her fame with the personal demons she faced. Her death on June 25, 2009 at 62, left a legacy of beauty marred by pain, a star whose brilliance was forever dimmed by personal demons. L.Q. Jones, born August 19, 1927, was 49 when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1976, playing Burdette and Dan Jarvis. Jones' rugged on-screen personas were reflective of his real life, one marked by hardship and loss. Growing up in Texas, Jones faced poverty, but his big break came in the world of westerns, where he became a recognizable character actor. However, his personal life was filled with tragedies, including the death of his mother at a young age, which left an emotional scar that lingered throughout his career. Behind the scenes, Jones was known for being a loner, often at odds with his colleagues due to his perfectionist nature. His reputation for being difficult to work with and prone to explosive outbursts led to several failed collaborations. Jones never fully enjoyed the recognition he deserved and was often relegated to second-rate roles. Despite his career struggles, he maintained a friendship with director Sam Peckinpah, who helped him land key roles. Jones passed away on July 9, 2022, at the age of 94, leaving behind a legacy of unfulfilled potential and personal battles. Denny Miller, born on April 25, 1934, played the charming Ed Fellows and Helmut Klaus in Charlie's Angels in 1977 at the age of 43. Known for his striking good looks and wit, Miller had a unique career, becoming famous for his role as Tarzan and later appearing in numerous westerns. However, his personal life was marred by an ongoing battle with health issues. The loss of his first wife left him reeling, and the subsequent years were filled with emotional turmoil. While his career flourished during the peak of his youth, Miller's later years were defined by struggles that few could have predicted for such a vibrant figure. Publicly, he managed to maintain a charismatic persona, but privately, the pain of past losses never fully left him. Amid health complications, Miller's legacy became tainted by the bitterness of unrealized potential, as his physical decline took center stage over his career. He passed away on September 9, 2014, at the age of 80. Soon Taek-oh, born June 29, 1932, was 48 when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1980, playing the authoritative Lieutenant Torres. A trailblazer for Asian American actors, Oh's career was overshadowed by the racial barriers in Hollywood, where he was often relegated to stereotypical roles. Despite his talent, Oh faced constant frustration with the industry's limitations, and his efforts to break free from typecasting were largely unsuccessful. Off-screen, Oh's personal life was marred by isolation and bitterness. He was known to have a strained relationship with his family, often retreating into his work to avoid emotional connections. Oh's struggles with mental health, including periods of deep depression, were largely hidden from the public eye. Despite his challenges, he remained a steadfast advocate for Asian representation in Hollywood, but his career never reached the heights it should have. He passed away on April 4, 2018, at the age of 85 due to Alzheimer's disease, leaving a legacy of silent pain and unrecognized talent. Norman Alden, born on September 13, 1924, took on the roles of Jake Barnett and Louis Fluellen in Charlie's Angels in 1977, at the age of 53. His characters were reliable, strong figures, often providing stability in an otherwise chaotic world. Alden's career was prolific, but his later years were marked by a tragic unraveling. While he earned a steady reputation in Hollywood, his life outside of the limelight was full of personal strife. Alden lost his wife to cancer, a blow that deeply affected him. His health also began to deteriorate in his later years, and he became a shadow of his former self. In his later life, Alden was often seen as a cautionary tale in the entertainment industry, someone who, despite a successful career, faced difficult personal demons. He struggled with loneliness, and the pain of widowhood weighed heavily on him. The death of his wife and his declining health were overshadowed by the ever-present shadow of regret for the life he lived. Alden passed away on July 27, 2012, at the age of 87. Noah Keane, born October 10, 1920, played the roles of bank president/Dr. Post in Charlie's Angels in 1979, at the age of 59. Known for portraying reliable authority figures, Keane's own life was far less stable. While his career flourished, his personal life was marked by a string of failed relationships. One of the darkest episodes of Keane's life occurred when he was embroiled in a bitter legal battle involving accusations of exploitation in his personal and professional life. His health deteriorated rapidly in his later years, and he became increasingly reclusive. The actor's final years were filled with regret and missed opportunities, and he distanced himself from the public eye. Known for his stoic public persona, Keene's private battles with depression and loneliness were seldom discussed, but they ultimately led to a breakdown in his career and personal connections. He died on March 24, 2019, at the age of 98, his final years marked by isolation and declining health. Dennis Cole, born on July 19, 1940, portrayed the suave Carl Hansworth in James Britton in Charlie's Angels in 1977 at the age of 37. Despite his on-screen charm and reputation as a ladies' man, Cole's life took a dark turn after the brutal murder of his son. This tragedy, which shocked everyone who knew him, led to a dramatic shift in his life and career. Cole became a vocal advocate against violence, channeling his grief into activism. But the pain of losing his child never fully healed, and his personal life, like his career, began to unravel. His struggles were compounded by health issues, including renal failure, which ultimately claimed his life on November 15, 2009, at 69. While his contributions to the entertainment industry were notable, it was his personal loss and the way it shaped his activism that remained a key part of his legacy, a man who sought justice, but never fully found peace. Richard Bacallion, born on January 29, 1931, was 47 years old when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1978 as Artie Weaver and Eddie Fiducci. Bacallion, known for his tough guy roles, had a career filled with street-smart characters, but his life off-screen told a different story. His career, although steady, was marred by deep personal turmoil. The loss of his wife was a devastating blow, and health problems plagued him in his later years. Bacallion, whose career once thrived on his rugged persona, found himself battling inner demons that mirrored the tough characters he portrayed. His struggle with depression and his failing health made him a somewhat tragic figure, and while he was beloved for his portrayals of hardened men, in reality, he was a man broken by grief. On February 27, 2015, at the age of 84, Bacallion passed away from a cerebral hemorrhage, leaving behind a legacy that was marked by both his strong on-screen presence and the quieter, more painful realities of his personal life. Dick Sargent, born April 19, 1930, appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1976 as Avery/Hugh Morris at 46, a role that showcased his commanding presence. Behind the screen, Sargent was known for his personal battles, which were kept mostly private until later in life. His coming out as gay in the 1990s shocked many, particularly because he had spent decades hiding his true identity, especially within the conservative Hollywood circles. The pressure of maintaining a facade while balancing his personal life took a toll, leading to a reputation for being distant and difficult to work with. In addition to his emotional turmoil, Sargent faced professional struggles, often being typecast in roles that didn't allow him to break free from the shadow of his earlier success. Sadly, he battled prostate cancer in his later years, a struggle that further dampened his already fragile health. He passed away from cancer on July 8, 1994, at the age of 64, leaving behind a mixed legacy of brilliance and personal sacrifices. Lee Delano, born on January 19, 1931, portrayed Al Norman/Dressler in Charlie's Angels in 1977 at the age of 46. His characters were the tough, gritty types, often placing him in roles of cops or crooks. Off-screen, Delano's life mirrored some of the intensity his characters conveyed. Though successful in his career, Delano's personal life was far from smooth sailing. His marriage ended tragically with the untimely death of his wife, which sent him spiraling into isolation. Lee's health became a major concern in his later years, and he faced various physical struggles. Delano's most shocking scandal came when he was implicated in a highly publicized incident involving substance abuse. Known for being tough and stoic in his roles, the actor's personal battles were less discussed but just as intense. His addiction spiraled out of control in the 80s, and it nearly derailed his career. Though he maintained a steady stream of work, his final years were marked by isolation and regret, as he distanced himself from the Hollywood machine. Delano died on October 8, 2017, at 86, after a long battle with illness. Lynn Marta, born October 30, 1945, appeared as Linda/Amy Waters in Charlie's Angels in 1978, aged 33. Marta was a standout in the series with her charming wit, yet her off-screen life was anything but charming. Her relationship with actor David Soul was notorious for its volatility. In fact, their tumultuous romance, which was widely covered in the tabloids, was marked by constant public feuds and domestic instability. Marta also found herself entangled in a scandal that haunted her career. She was an ear-witness to the shocking murder of actress Rebecca Schaeffer in 1989, a traumatic event that shook the industry. But the real secrets about Marta were hidden beneath the surface, a struggle with substance abuse and strained relationships with family members. Despite these challenges, she found a degree of solace in her later years but never truly managed to escape her past. Marta passed away on January 11, 2024, at 78 from cancer, but her life, full of ups and downs, left a lasting impression in Hollywood's darker corners. Gene Barry, born on June 14, 1919, was 58 years old when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1977. As Frank Jason and Steve Moss, he brought a distinguished presence to the screen, exuding charisma and authority. But behind the polished exterior, Barry's career was tainted by personal and professional struggles. While he enjoyed success in television and film, his later years were marked by the tragic loss of his wife and mounting health issues. Behind closed doors, Barry had a reputation for tempering his frustrations with alcohol, often clashing with co-stars and directors. The latter part of his career saw him relegated to supporting roles, a far cry from his earlier prominence. His public persona as a charming leading man was gradually overshadowed by whispers of diva-like behavior and erratic conduct. His personal life also bore the weight of scandals, including a high-profile affair that led to an embarrassing public breakup. Gene Barry passed away on December 9, 2009, at the age of 90, his legacy marred by the complexity of his later life. Gary Collins, born on April 30, 1938, was 40 years old when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1978. His characters, Professor James Fairgate and Victor Buckley, were portrayed with a level of professionalism and reliability, but Collins' own life was a far cry from the image he projected on screen. Behind his charm and polished demeanor, Collins faced a series of personal and professional failures. His marriage to actress Mary Ann Mobley was often turbulent, marked by infidelities on both sides, and their eventual divorce was messy and highly publicized. Collins also struggled with financial instability after his career plateaued, and his later years were overshadowed by struggles with alcohol. He attempted several comebacks in television, but his personal problems continued to overshadow his work. Collins was a controversial figure in the industry, known for his rudeness and arrogance toward colleagues. Gary Collins passed away on October 13, 2012, at the age of 74, after a long battle with health complications, leaving behind a legacy tarnished by scandal and broken relationships. Michael Callen, born on November 22, 1935, was 42 years old when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1977. His roles as Cass Harper and Darian Mason were charming and full of wit, capturing the attention of audiences. However, Callen's career was not without its dark undertones. Early in his career, he was seen as a rising star, but his success was quickly derailed by substance abuse, leading to multiple rehab stints. Callen's personal life was equally turbulent. His first marriage ended in a messy and public divorce, with accusations of infidelity and emotional abuse from both parties. His behavior on set became increasingly erratic, and he was often accused of being difficult to work with, pushing him out of leading roles. Despite a career marked by many setbacks, Callen managed to work steadily in television, but his past scandals lingered. In the later years of his life, Callen struggled with health problems, and the memory of his struggles with addiction and public fallouts remained a haunting backdrop. Michael Callen passed away on October 10, 2022, at the age of 86 from pneumonia. Cameron Mitchell, born on November 4, 1918, was 61 years old when he appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1979. Portraying Frank Desmond and Tom Granger, Mitchell's tough exterior and rugged demeanor made him a memorable character in the series. However, his personal life was anything but smooth. In Hollywood, Mitchell was known for his volatile temper, often clashing with directors and co-stars, and rumors swirled about his difficulty in maintaining relationships. His struggles with alcohol were no secret, and they contributed to a series of failed marriages. His acting career saw several peaks, but by the 1970s, Mitchell had been sidelined, his personal demons tarnishing his professional reputation. He faced constant battles with addiction, and the loss of his wife in the early 90s sent him into a downward spiral that he could never fully recover from. Mitchell's health deteriorated quickly, and his tragic battle with lung cancer led to his death on July 6, 1994, at the age of 75, a stark reminder of the costs of a tortured life. Carol Cook, born on January 14, 1924, was 52 years old when she appeared in Charlie's Angels in 1976. Her characters, Hildy Slater and Madame Dorian, embodied charm and sophistication, yet Cook's real life was marred by heartbreak and scandal. A highly respected stage actress, Cook struggled with a series of failed relationships that left her emotionally drained. Her marriage to actor Tom Troop, though enduring, was not without its problems, and rumors of infidelities and emotional neglect loomed over the couple. Cook was known to be fiercely protective of her privacy, yet behind closed doors, she faced struggles with alcoholism, which led to damaging rumors about her behavior on set. Though she continued to act in television and film, the ghosts of her past never left her. Carol Cook passed away on January 11, 2023, at the age of 98, leaving behind a legacy tainted by personal battles and public scandals that few knew about until her passing. Lloyd Bachner, born on July 29, 1924, was 54 when he appeared as Jellic and Malcolm Case in Charlie's Angels in 1978. A seasoned actor with a smooth charm, Bachner's characters were often suave, sophisticated, and villainous, perfectly fitting his real-life persona. However, the actor's career was not without its darker moments. He had been involved in several behind-the-scenes feuds, particularly with fellow actors who found his arrogance off-putting. He was a known perfectionist, but his demanding nature often led to tensions on set. His personal life was filled with scandals, most notably his notorious affairs with co-stars, which caused friction within the Charlie's Angels cast. Bachner's long marriage ended in a messy divorce, with rumors of his infidelities surfacing regularly. As his health declined, so did his career. By the time of his death on October 29, 2005 at the age of 81, his reputation was tarnished, not just by his divorces and scandals, but by a career that had lost its shine. He passed away from cancer, but his passing was largely overshadowed by the bitter memories of his tumultuous life. Vic Morrow, born on February 14, 1929, was 49 when he appeared as Harry Stearns and Mark Haynes in Charlie's Angels in 1978. Morrow's characters were tough, no-nonsense men, reflecting his own complex personality. He was a veteran actor, but his career had its fair share of missteps. Morrow was involved in a highly publicized scandal during the filming of Twilight Zone, the movie in 1982, where he tragically died in an accident on set. The tragedy shook Hollywood to its core, but behind the scenes, Morrow was known for his difficult behavior. He was notorious for his volatile temper, and many co-stars cited his abrasive nature as a source of conflict. His marriage was fraught with issues, including rumors of infidelity and emotional distance. The loss of his wife deeply affected him, and Morrow never fully recovered emotionally. His death on July 23, 1982 at 53, shocked the industry, and although his career was respected, his personal life remained a constant struggle. The irony of his untimely demise during an on-set accident added another dark chapter to his tragic story. Joseph Ruskin, born on April 14, 1924, was 52 when he appeared as Danny Barr in Coslow and Charlie's Angels in 1976. Ruskin's roles often portrayed menacing figures, yet in real life, he was far from the villainous personas he played. His personal life, however, was marked by a series of personal losses that deeply impacted his mental health. A quiet, reclusive man, Ruskin struggled with periods of depression and loneliness, which were worsened by his difficult relationships with his children. His career had been steady, but it faltered as he grew older and Hollywood's focus shifted toward younger, more marketable actors. Behind closed doors, Ruskin's family life was far from perfect. He faced accusations of mistreating his ex-wives, and his estrangement from his children was often highlighted in the tabloids. However, it was his later years that revealed the most shocking secrets about his behavior. Rumors of financial mismanagement and irresponsible spending haunted his final years. Ruskin passed away on December 28, 2013, at the age of 89. Robert Logia, born on January 3, 1930, was 46 when he appeared as Michael Delano and Paul Terranova in Charlie's Angels in 1976. Known for his sharp wit and commanding presence, Logia was a memorable character actor who exuded charm on screen. However, his personal life was far from the Hollywood dream. Logia's early marriages were plagued by infidelity and financial problems, which he struggled to keep under wraps. In fact, his reputation for extramarital affairs often made headlines, as did his run-ins with the law over accusations of domestic disputes. His career, while solid, was frequently interrupted by these scandals. The public was shocked when Logia's health began to deteriorate, leading to a slow decline that saw him withdraw from acting in the later stages of his life. His battle with Alzheimer's disease in his final years was heartbreaking, but it was his strained relationships with his family and the personal demons that surfaced in the tabloids that painted a sad picture of his later life. He passed away on December 4, 2015, at 85. Who's your favorite character in Charlie's Angels? How do you feel knowing that the actors have passed away? Feel free to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoyed this content, don't forget to like, subscribe to the channel, and hit the bell so you don't miss future videos. Thank you so much.